No more of this. I now to myself again.
There! There he stands with sword like martial art drawn in hand, therefore beware the fight! You that are wise, for were I good Sir Beavis, I would not stay his cunning by your leaves.
Sir, restore my daughter.
Sir, no!
Upon him then.
So down with him, down with him, down with him. Cut him in the legs, boy, cut him in the leg.
Come your ways, minion. I'll provide a cage for you. You've grown so tame. Force her away.
Truly, I'm glad your horses have today.
They're gone. And I'm hurt. My love is lost, never to get again. Oh, me unhappy. Led and die, I cannot. Oh, my folly, thou hast betrayed me. Hope, where art thou fled? Tell me if thou be anywhere remaining. Shall I see my love again? Oh, no. She will not deny to look upon the butcher, nor is it fit she would. Yet I must venture. O chance, or fortune, or whatever thou art that men doth for power ordain, hear my cry, and let me loving live or losing die.
Is he gone, George?
Aye, Connie.
Mary, and let him go, sweetheart. By the faith of my body, he has put me into such a fright that I tremble, as they say, as twere an aspen leaf. Look at my little finger, George, how it shakes. It's true. Every member of my body is the word for it.
Come, hug in my arms, sweet mouse. He shall not fright thee any more. Alas, mine own dear heart, how it quivers.
Oh, Rafe, how dost thou, Rafe? How hast thou slept tonight? Has the night us be well?
Peace, Nell. Let Rafe alone.
Master, the reckoning is not paid.
Right, courteous knight, who for the order's sake, which thou hast taken, hangst out the holy bell. As I this flaming pestle bear around, we render thanks to your puissant self, your beauteous lady, and your gentle squires, for thus refreshing of our wearied limbs, stiffened with hard achievements in the desert.
Sir, there's 12 shillings to pay.
Thou merry squire Taftro, thanks to thee, for comforting our souls with double jug, and if adventurous fortune prick thee forth, thou jovial squire, to follow feats of arms, take heed thou tender every lady's cause, every true knight, and every damsel fair, but spill the blood of treacherous Saracens and false enchanters, that with magic spells have done to death full many a noble knight.
Thou valiant knight of the Burning Pestle, give ear to me. There is 12 shillings to pay, and as I am a true knight, I will not bate a penny.
George, I pray thee, tell me, must Rafe pay 12 shillings now?
No, nothing but the old knight is merry with Rafe.
Oh, is it nothing else? Rafe will be as merry as he.
Sir knight, this mirth of yours becomes you well, but to require this liberal courtesy, if any of your squires will follow arms, he shall receive from my heroic hand a knighthood, by the virtue of the pestle.
Oh, fair knight, I thank you for your noble offer. Therefore, gentle knight, 12 shillings you must pay, or I must cap you.
Look, George, did not I tell thee as much? The knight of the bell is in earnest. Rafe shall not be beholding to him. Give him his money, George, and let him go snick up.
Cap Rafe? No, hold your hand, Sir Knight of the Bell. There's your money. Have you anything to say to Rafe now? Cap Rafe.
I would you should know it. Rafe has friends that will not suffer him to be capped for 10 times so much, and 10 times to the end of that. Now take thy course, Rafe.
Come, Michael. Thou and I will go home to thy father. He hath enough left to keep us a day or two, and will set fellows abroad to cry our purse in our casket. Shall we, Michael?
Aye, I pray, mother. In truth, my feet are full of chilblains with traveling.
Faith, and those children are a foul trouble. Mistress Mary thought, when your youth comes home, let him rub all the soles of his feet, and the heels and his ankles with a mouse skin. Or if none of your people can catch a mouse, when he goes to bed, let him roll his feet in the warm embers. And I warrant you, he shall do well. And you may make him put his fingers between his toes and smell to them. It's very sovereign for his head if he be costive.
Master Knight of the Burning Pestle, my son Michael and I bid you farewell. I thank your worship heartily for your kindness.
Farewell, fair lady, and your tender squire. If pricking through these deserts I do hear of any traitorous knight who through his guile hath light upon your casket and your purse, I will despoil him of them and restore them.
I thank your worship.
Dwarf, bear my shield. Squire, elevate my lance. And now, farewell, you knight of the holy bell.
Aye, Rafe, all is paid.
But yet before before I go, speak, worthy knight. If aught you do of sad adventures know, where errant knight may through his prowess win eternal flame, and free some gentle souls from endless bonds of still and lingering pain.
Sir, go to Nick the barber and bid him prepare himself as I told you before, quickly.
I am gone, sir.
Sir Knight, this wilderness affordeth none but the great venture, where full many a knight has trod his prowess, and come off with shame, and where I would not have you lose your life against no man, but furious fiend of hell.
Speak on, Sir Knight. Tell what he is and where, for here I vow, upon my blazing badge, never to blaze a day in quietness, but bread and water will I only eat, and the green herb and rock shall be my couch, till I have quelled that man or beast or fiend that works such damage to all errant knights.
Not far from hence, near to a craggy cliff, there doth stand a cave, in which an ugly giant now doth live, named Barbarossa. In his hand he shakes a naked lance of purest steel, with sleeves turned up, and him before he wears a motley garment to preserve his clothes from the blood of those knights, which he massacres, and ladies gentle. Within about his door doth hang a copper basin on a pricked spear, at which no sooner gentle knights can knock, but the shrill sound fierce Barbarossa hears, and rushing forth brings in the errant knight, and sets him down in an enchanted chair, whilst with his fingers and an instrument with which he snaps hair off, he doth fill the wretch's ears with the most hideous noise. Thus every night adventure he doth trim, and now no creature dares encounter him.
In God's name I will fight him, kind sir. Go but before me to this dismal cave where this huge giant Barbarossa dwells, and by virtue of that brave Rossicler, the damned blood of ugly giants slew, and Palmerin Fernargo overthrew. I doubt not but to curb this traitor foul, and to the devil send his guilty soul.
Brave spirited knight, thus far will I perform this your request. I'll bring you within sight of this most loathsome place, inhabited by a more lonesome man, but dare not stay, for his main force swoops all he sees away.
Saint George, set on before. March, squire and page.
George, does Rafe will confound the giant?
I hold my cap to a farthing, he does. Why, Nell, I saw him wrestle with the great Dutchman and hurl him.
Faith, and that Dutchman was a good man, if all things are answerable to his bigness. And yet they say there was a Scotchman higher than he, and that they two in a night met and saw one another for nothing. But of all the sights that ever were in London since I was married, methinks the little child that was so fair grown about the members was the prettiest, that and the hermaphrodite.
Nay, by your leave, Nell, Nineveh was better.
Nineveh? Oh, that was the story of Joan and the Wall. Was it not, George?
Aha. Yes, lamb.
Look, George, here comes Mistress Marathon again, and I would have Rafe come and fight with the giant. I tell you true, I long to see it.
Mick, my boy.
Aye, forsooth, mother.
Be merry, Mick. We are at home now.
Good, Mistress Mary Thoughts, be gone, I pray you. For my sake, I pray you. No? Sorry. Ah, right. I pray you. Forbear a little. You shall have audience presently. I have a little business.
Mistress Mary thought, if it please you to refrain your passion a little, till Rafe have dispatched the giant out of the way, we shall think ourselves much bound to you. I thank you, good Mistress Mary thought.
Come, boy. Come hither. Send away Rafe and this whoreson giant quickly.
In good faith, sir, we cannot. You'll utterly spoil our play and make it to be hissed, and it costs money. You will not suffer us to swallow their plot. Pray, gentlemen, swallow him.
Let him come now and dispatch this, and I'll trouble you no more.
Will you give me your hand of that?
Give him my hand, George, too, and I'll kiss him. I warrant thee the youth means plainly.
I'll send him to you presently.
I thank you, little youth. Faith, the child had a sweet breath, George, but I think it be troubled with the worms. Cardus benedictus and mare's milk were the only thing in the world for it. Oh, Rafe's here, George. God send thee good luck, Rafe.
Puissant knight, yonder his mansion is. Lo, where the spear and copper basin are, behold that string on which hangs many a tooth, drawn from the gentle jaw of wandering knights. I dare not say to sound, he will appear.
Oh, faint not heart, Susan, my lady dear, the cobbler's maid in Milk Street, for whose sake I take these arms, oh, let the thought of thee carry thy knight through all adventurous deeds, and in the honor of thy beauteous self may I destroy this monster Barbarosso. Knock, squire, upon the basin till it break with the shrill strokes, or till the giants speak.
Knock, knock. Oh, George, the giant! Now, Rafe, for thy life.
What fond, unknowing wight is this, that knocks so rudely at Barbarossa's cell, where no man comes but leaves his fleece behind?
I, traitorous caitiff, who am sent by fate to punish all the sad enormities thou hast committed against ladies, gent, and errant knights, traitor to God and men, prepare thyself. This is the dismal hour appointed for thee to give strict account of all thy beastly, treacherous villainies.
Foolhardy knight, full soon thou shalt abide this fond reproach. Thy body I will bang. And lo, upon that string thy teeth shall hang. Prepare thyself, for dead soon shalt thou be.
St. George, for me!
Gargantua, for me!
To him, Rafe, to him! Hold up the giant! Set out thy left, Rafe!
Falsify a blow, Rafe! Falsify a blow! The giant lies open on his left side!
Bear it off still! There, boy! Oh, Rafe's almost down! Rafe's almost down!
Susan, inspire me! Now, up again!
Up! Good, Rafe, down with him, Rafe!
Fetch him over the hip, boy!
There, boy! Kill, Rafe!
No, Rafe! Get all out of him first!
Presumptuous man! See to what desperate end thy treachery hath brought thee. The just gods who never prosper those that do despise them. For all the villainies which thou hast done to knights and ladies now have paid thee home. By my stiff arm, a knight adventurous, but say, vile wretch, before I send thy soul to sad Avernus, whither it must go, what captives holdst thou in thy sable cave?
Go in and free them all. Thou hast the day.
Go, squire and dwarf, search in this dreadful cave, and free the wretched prisoners from their bonds.
I crave for mercy, as thou art a knight, and scorn to spill the blood of those to beg.
Thou show'st no mercy, now nor shalt thou have any. Prepare thyself, for thou shalt surely die.
Behold, brave knight, here is one prisoner whom the wild man hath used as you see.
This is the first wise word I heard the squire speak.
Speak what thou art, and how thou hast been used, that I may give to thine punishment.
I am a knight that took my journey post northward from London, and courteous wise thou, giant, prayed me to loathsome den, under pretense of killing thee by itch, and all my body with powder strewed, that smart and string, and cut away my beard. And my curled locks were in thy ray-bands tied, while outstepping down put me till he skipped, whose virtue is that till mine eyes be wiped with a dry cloth. For this my foul disgrace, I shall not dare to look a dog in face.
Alas, poor knight, relieve him, Rafe. Relieve poor knight's whilst you live.
My trusty squire, convey him to the town where he may find relief. Adieu, fair knight.
Where's the knights of the Burning Pestle height? Here is another wench whom this foul beast has scorched and scored in this inhuman wise.
Speak me thy name, and ache thy place of birth, and what hath been thy usage in this cave?
I am a knight. Sir Pockhole is my name. And by my birth I am a Londoner. Free by my copy, but my ancestors were Frenchmen all. And riding hard this way upon a trotting horse. My bones did ache. And I, faint knight, ease my weary limbs, light at this cave. When straight this furious fiend, with sharpest instrument of purest steel, did cut the gristle of my nose away. And in the place that this velvet plaster stands, relieve me, gentle knight, out of his hands.
Rafe. Relieve Sir Pockle and send him away, for in truth, his breath stinks.
Convey him straight after the other night. Sir Pockle, fare you well.
Kind sir. Good night.
Connie, I can tell these gentlemen like Rafe.
Aye, George, I see it well enough. Gentlemen, I thank you all heartily for gracing my band Rafe, and I promise you, you shall see him oftener.
Mercy, great knight, I do recant my ill, and henceforth never gentle blood will spill.
I give thee mercy. But yet shalt thou swear upon my burning pestle to perform thy promise uttered.
I swear, and kiss.
Depart then, and amend. Come, squire and dwarf, the sun grows toward his set, and we have many more adventure yet.
Now Rafe is in this humor. I know he would have beaten all the boys in this house if they had been set on him.
Aye, George, but it is well as it is. I warrant you the gentlemen do consider what it is to overthrow a giant. But look, George, here comes Mistress Merrythought and her son Michael. Now you are welcome, Mistress Merrythought. Now Rafe has done. You may go on.
Mick, my boy.
Aye, forsooth.
Be merry, Mick. We are at home now, where, I warrant you, you shall find the house flung out at the window. Hark, hey dogs. Hey, this is the old world in faith with my husband. If I get in among him, I'll play him such a lesson that they shall have little list to come scraping hither again. Why, Master Merrythought, husband, Charles Merrythought.
Wish I could shut my playboy mouth. How'd I turn my shirt inside out, babe? Rosy with thoughts they say.
Charles.
We're not getting home tonight.
Charles, do you not know your own natural wife? I say, open the door and turn out these mangy companions. 'Tis more than time they were fellow and fellow-like with you. You're a gentleman, Charles, and an old man, the father of 2 children. And I myself, though I say it, by my mother's side, niece to a worshipful gentleman and a conductor. He has been 3 times in his Majesty's service at Chester, and now is the 4th time, God bless him and his charge, upon his journey.
To the left, everything you want in a box to the left. In the closet, that's my stuff, yes, if I bought it, please don't touch. Hark you, Mistress Merrythought, you that walk upon adventures and forsake your husband because he sings with never a penny in his purse. What shall I think myself the worse? Faith, no, I'll be merry. You come not here. Here's none but lads of metal lives of 100 years and upwards, care never drink their bloods, nor want made them warble. You must not know about me, you must not know about me.
Poor Master Merrythought, what am I that you should laugh me to scorn thus abruptly? Am I not your fellow-feeler, may we say, in all our miseries, your comforter in health and sickness? Have I not brought you children? Are they not like you, Charles? Look on thine own image, hard-hearted man, and yet for all this...
I can have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, she'll be here in a minute, baby.
Why?
You didn't say be merry, boys.
He's not in earnest.
Oh. He's not in earnest, I hope, George, is he?
What if he be, sweetheart?
Marry if he be, George. I'll make bold to tell him he's an ingrate. Old man to use his befellow so scurvily.
What is a user, honey?
Mary, come up, Sir Saucebox. I think you'll take his part, will you not? Lord, how hot you are grown. You are a fine man, and you had a fine dog. It becomes you sweetly.
Nay, prithee, Nell, chide not, for as I am an honest man and a true Christian grocer, I do not like his doings.
I cry you mercy then, George. You know we are all frail and full of infirmities. Do you hear, Master Merrythought? May I crave a word with you?
Strike up, lively lads!
I had not thought in truth, Master Merrythought, that a man of your age and discretion, as I may say, being a gentleman, and therefore known by your gentle condition, could have used so little respect to the weakness of his wife. For your wife is your own flesh, the staff of your age, your yoke fellow, with whose hope you draw through the mirror of this transitory world. Nay, she's your own rib, and again.
Take a bottle, break it up, break the bubble, shake it up, pour some sugar on me, ooh, in the name of love, pour some sugar on me.
Mary, with a vengeance, I am heartily sorry sorry for the poor gentle woman. But if I were thy wife, in faith, greybeard, in faith.
I prithee, sweet honeysuckle, be content.
Give me such words that if a gentlewoman born, hang him, hoary rascal. Give me some drink, George. I am almost molten with fretting. Now be shrew his knees heart for it.
Play me a light La Volta, come be frolic. Fill the good fellows with wine.
Why, Master Merrythought, are you disposed to make me wait here? You'll open, I hope. I'll fetch them that shall open, else.
Good woman, if you'll sing, I'll give you something. If not, get out, leave right now. It's the end of you and me. It's too late, and I can't wait for you to be gone.
Now a churl's fart in your teeth, sir. Come, Nick, we'll not trouble him. I shall not ding us in the teeth with his bread and his broth, that he shall not. Come, boy, I'll provide for thee, I warrant thee. We'll go to Master Venturewells, the merchant. I'll give his letter to mine host of the Bell in Waltham. There I'll place thee with the tapster. Will that not do well for thee, Mick? And let me alone for that old cuckoldy knave, your father. I'll use him in his kind, I warrant ye.
Come, George, where's the beer?
Here, dear.
This old fornicating fellow will not out of my mind yet. Gentlemen, I'll begin to you all, and I desire more of your acquaintance with all my heart. Fill the gentleman some beer, George. Look, George, the little boy's come again. Methinks he looks like the Prince of Orange in his long stocking if he had a little harness about his neck. George, I will have him dance fading. Fading is a fine jig, I'll assure you, gentlemen. Begin, brother. Now a caper, sweetheart. Now a turn on the toe, and then tumble. Cannot you tumble, youth?
No, deed pursuit.
Nor eat fire?
Neither.
Why then, I thank you heartily. There's a 2p to buy with all.
Boy! Boy! Come out here. There you are. Boy, deliver this, and do it well. Hast thou provided me 4 lusty fellows, able to carry me and out perfect in all thy business?
Sir, you need not fear. I have my lesson here and cannot miss it. I'm ready for you and what else pertains to this employment.
There, my boy. Here, let me get it moving out. Oh, give it letter. Just go, but not land.
Thanks, sir, for words. Bridges are flying on my wings here. Your destiny.
Go and be happy. Now my latest hope, forsake me not, and fling thy anchor out, and let it hold. Send fix thy rolling stone till I enjoy my dearest. Hear me all, you powers that rule in men celestial.
Go thy ways, thou art as crooked a strig as ever wooed London. I warrant him, he'll come to some naughty end or other, for his looks say no less. Besides, his father, you know, George, is none of the best. You heard him take me up like a flirt gill, and sing bawdy songs upon me. But in faith, if I live, George.
Let me alone, sweetheart. I have a trick in my head, shall lodge him in the arches for 1 year, to make him sing Peppercabi ere I leave him, and yet he shall never know who'll hurt him either.
Do, my good George, do.
What shall we have Rafe do now, boy?
You'll have what you will, sir.
Why, so, sir, go and fetch me him then, and let the Sophy of Persia come and christen him a child.
Will you, sir, that will not do so well. Still, have been head forth, Red Bull.
George, let Rafe travel over great hills, and let it be very weary, and come to the king of Procopia's house, covered with velvet, and there let the king's daughter stand in her window, all in beaten gold, combing her golden locks with a comb of ivory, and let her spay Rafe and fall in love with him, and come down to him and carry him to her father's house, and then Rafe talk with her.
Well said, Nell. It shall be so. Boy, let's have done it quickly.
Sir, if you'll imagine this to be done already, you'll hear them talking together. But we cannot present a house card of black velvet laden in gold.
Sir, boy, let's have as you can then.
Besides, it will show ill favorably to have a gross friend to court a king's daughter.
Well, it's so, sir. You are well read in histories. I pray you, what was Sir Dragonet? Was not he apprenticed to a grocer in London? Read the play The Four Apprentices of London, where they toss their pikes. So I pray you, fetch him, sir. Fetch him in, sir.
Shall be
Fetch him
done.
in.
Not our fault, gentlemen.
Now we shall see fine doings, I warrant you, George. Oh, here they come. How prettily the king of Crocovia's daughters dress.
Ay, Nell, it is the fashion of that country, I warn thee.
Who's the lady?
The boy.
Seriously?
Should we just skip this scene?
Yes.
Yes. Do it real fast.
Let's just skip it.
Welcome to manage my fucking court King Monavia, unto me, Pomponia, and his daughter dear, but sure, you do not like your entertaining to stay with us for no longer than a night.
Damsel right fair, I have on many sad adventures bound that call me forth into the wilderness. Besides, my horse's back is something galled which will enforce me ride a sober pace. But many thanks, fair lady, be to you for using errant knight with courtesy.
But say, brave knight, what is your name and birth?
My name is Rafe. I am an Englishman, as true as steel, a hearty Englishman, and prentice to a grocer in the Strand, by deed and dent of which I have one part. But fortune calling me to follow arms, on me this holy order I did take of Burning Pestle, which in all men's eyes I bear, confounding ladies' enemies.
Oft I have heard of you, a brave countryman in fertile soil and stock of wholesome food. My father oft will tell me of a drink in England found, and nipitato called, which driveth your sorrow from you.
Lady, 'tis true, you need not lay your lips to better nipitato than there is.
And of a wild fowl you will often speak, which powdered beef and mustard called is. For there have been great wars twixt us and you, but truly, Rafe, it was not long of me. Tell me then, Rafe, could you contented be to wear a lady's favor in your show?
I am a knight of religious order and will not wear a favor of a lady's that trusts in Antichrist and false traditions.
Well said, Rafe. Convert her if thou canst.
Besides, I have a lady of my own in merry England for whose virtuous sake I took these arms, and Susan is her name. A cobbler's maid in Milk Street, whom I vow ne'er to forsake whilst life and pestle will last.
Happy that cobbling dame were she be, that for her own dear Rafe forgotten me. Unhappy I, ne'er this will see the day, 'tis thee no more, bears my heart.
Lady, farewell. I needs must take my leave.
Hard-hearted Rafe, that ladies does deceive.
Hark thee, Rafe. There's money for thee. Give something in the caves of Carvoccia's house. Be not beholding to him.
Lady, before I go, I must remember your father's officers who, truth to tell, have been about me very diligent. Hold up thy snowy hand, thou princely maid. There's 12 pence for your father's chamberlain, and another shilling for his cook. For by my troth the goose was roasted well. And 12 pence for your father's horsekeeper, for anointing my horse back and for his butter. There is another shilling to the maid that washed my boot hose. There's an English groat, and 2 pence to the boy that wiped my boots. And last, fair lady, there is for yourself. 3 pence to buy you pins at Bumbo Fair.
Full many thanks, and I will keep them safe till the heads be off, for thy sake, Rafe.
Advance, my squire and dwarf, I cannot stay.
Thou kill'st my heart in parting this way.
I commend Rafe, yet that he will not stoop to Crocovia's. There's far more women in London than any there live. But here comes Master Humphrey and his love again now, George.
Aye, county peace. Go get you up. I will not be entreated. And thus of mine, I'm sure I'll keep you sure hereafter. From getting out again with boys and unthrifts. Come, they are woman's tears. I know your fashion. Go, sir, lock her in and keep the key, safe as you love your life. You may both rest assured of my love in this, and reap your own desires.
I see this love you speak of, though your daughter, although the whole be little, and hereafter will yield the like in all I may or can, fitting a Christian and a gentleman.
I do believe you, my good son, and thank you, for 'twere an impudence to think you flattered.
It were indeed, but shall I tell you why? I have been beaten twice about the lie.
Well, son, no more of compliment. My daughter is yours again. Appoint the time and take her. We'll have no stealing for it. I myself and some few of our friends will see you married.
I would you would, faith for it be known, I was never afraid to lie alone.
Some 3 days hence, then?
3 days, let me see. 'Tis somewhat of the most, yet I agree, because I mean against the appointed day to visit all my friends in new array.
Peace be to your worship. I come as a poor suitor to you, sir, in behalf of my child.
Are you not wife to Merrythought?
Yes, truly, where I ne'er had seen his eyes. He has undone me and himself and his children, and there he lives at home and sings and hoists and revels among his drunken companions. But I warrant ye, were to get a penny to put bread in his mouth, he knows not. And therefore, if it like your worship, I would entreat your letter to the honest host of the Bell in Waltham, that I may place my child under the protection of his captor in some settled course of life.
I'm glad the heavens have heard my prayers. Thy husband, when I was ripe in sorrows, laughed at me. Thy son, like an unthankful wretch, I having redeemed him from his fall, and made him mine, to show him his love again, first stole my daughter, then wronged this gentleman, and last of all gave me that grief that had almost brought me down into my grave, had not a stronger hand relieved my sorrows. Go and weep as I did, and be unpitied, for here I profess an everlasting hate to all thy name.
Will you so, sir? How say you by that? Come, Mick, let him keep his wind to cool the porridge. We'll go to thy nurse's, Mick. She knits silk stockings, boy, and we'll knit too, boy, and be beholding to none of them at all.
Sir, I take it you are the master of this house.
How then, boy?
Then to yourself, sir, comes this letter.
From whom, my pretty boy?
From him that was your servant, but no more. Shall his name ever be, for he is dead. Grief of your purchased anger broke his heart, and I saw him die, and from his hand received this paper with charge to bring it hither and read it and satisfy yourself at all.
Sir, that I have wronged your love, I must confess, in which I have purchased to myself, besides mine own undoing, the ill opinion of my friends. Let not your anger, good sir, outlive me, but suffer me to rest in peace with your forgiveness. Let my body, if a dying man may so much prevail with you, be brought to your daughter, that she may truly know my hot flames are now buried, and withal receive a testimony of the zeal I bore her virtue. Farewell forever, and be ever happy. Jasper. God's hand is great in this. I do forgive him, yet I am glad he's quiet, for I hope he will not bite again. Boy, bring the body and let him have his will, if that be all.
'Tis here without, sir.
Oh. So, sir, if you please, you may conduct it in. I do not fear.
I'll be a rusher boy, for though I say it, it would be something once well did paint.
There be any punishment inflicted upon the miserable more than yet I feel. Let it together seize me, and at once press down my soul. I cannot bear the pain of these delaying tortures. Thou, that art the end of all, and the sweet rest of all, come, O death! Bring me to thy peace, and blot out the memory I cherish, both of my father and my cruel friend. How happy had I been if, being born, my grave had been my cradle.
By your leave, young mistress, here's a boy that hath brought a coffin. What would it say, I know not, but your father charged me to give you notice. Here they come.
For me I hope 'tis come, and 'tis most welcome. Who lies within, boy?
Fair mistress, let me not add greater grief to that great story you have already. Jasper, that while he lived was yours, now dead, and here in close commanded me to bring his body hither and crave a tear from those fair eyes, though he deserved not pity, to deck his funeral for. So he bid me to tell it from dead.
I shall have many. Good friends, depart a while, whilst I take my leave of this dead man, that once I loved. Only a little life, and then I give thee to thy first heavenly being. My friend, hast thou deceived me thus and got before me? I shall not be long after, but believe me, thou wert too cruel, Jasper, against thyself in punishing the fault I could have pardoned with so untimely death. Dost thou but ask a tear? I'll give thee all, even all my eyes can pour down, all my sighs, and all myself before thou goest from me. These sparing rites. First, I will kiss thy pale lips, and then die myself, and fill one coffin and one grave together. Thou sable cloth, sad cover of my joys, I lift thee up, and thus I meet with death.
And thus you meet the living. Nay, do not fly me fair, I am no spirit. Look better on me. Do you know me yet?
Oh, thou dear shadow of my friend.
Dear substance, I swear I'm no shadow. Feel my hand. The same it was. I'm your Jasper. Your Jasper. That's yet living and yet loving. Pardon my rash attempt, my foolish proof. I put in practice your consistency. For sooner should my sword have drunk my blood and set my soul at liberty, than drawn the least drop from that body, for which boldness doom me to anything. If death, I take it, and willingly.
This death I'll give you for it.
First to see you, then to convey you hence.
But why do you come to me thus? I cannot be, for I am locked up and watched at all hours. It is impossible for me to escape.
Nothing more possible. Within this coffin, do you convey yourself. Let me alone. I have the wits of 20 men about me. Only I crave the shelter of your closet. A little and fear me not. Creep in. Just creep in there, and then they may presently convey you hence. Fear nothing, dearest love. I'll be your second. Lie close, so all goes well yet. Boy!
At hand, sir.
Convey away the coffin and be wary.
You've done all right.
Yeah. Now must I go to conjure.
Boy. Do me this kindness, boy. Hold. Here's a crown. Before thou bury the body of this fellow, carry it to his old merry father and salute him from me, and bid him sing. He hath cause.
I will, sir.
And then bring me word what tune he's in, and have another crown. But truly, I have fitted him a bargain now, will vex him.
God bless your worship's health, sir.
Farewell, boy.
Ah, old Merrythought, art thou there again? Let's hear some of thy songs.
Who can take a rainbow, sprinkle it with dew? Not a day you're laughing at my heart leaps. I do wonder yet, as old as I am, that any man will follow a trade or serve that may sing and laugh and walk the streets. My wife and both my sons are, I know not where. I have nothing left, nor know how to come by meat to supper. Yet I am merry still, for I know I shall find it upon the table at 6 o'clock. Therefore, in thoughts, I don't want to be anything other than what I be living. This is what keeps life and soul together. Mirth. This is the philosopher's stone that they write so much on that ever keeps a man so young.
Sir, they say they know all your money is gone and they will trust you no more for drink.
Will they not? Let them choose. The best is I have mirth at home and need not send abroad for that. Let them keep their drink to themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. All the boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't want. Feel buzz like I had last week.
Sir, I can get no bread for supper.
Hang bread and supper. Let's preserve our mirth, and we shall never feel hunger. I'll warrant you. Let's have a catch. Boys, follow me. Come. It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's raining men. And so, boys, enough. Follow me. Let's change our place, and we shall laugh afresh. Ha-ha!
Let him go, George. He shall not have any countenance from us, nor a good word from in the company, if I may strike stroke in it.
No more shall not love. But now I have brave to do very notable matter now, to the ethereal honor and glory of call grocers. Sir, you there, boy, can no one of you hear?
Sir, your pleasure.
Let Rafe come out on May Day in the morning and speak upon a conduit, with all his stars about him, and his feathers, and his rings, and his necks.
Why, sir, you do not think of our plot. What will become of it then?
Why, sir, I care not what become of it. I'll have him come out, or I'll fetch him out myself. I'll have something done in honor of the city. Besides, he had been long enough upon adventures. Bring him out quickly, or if I come in amongst you.
Well, sir, he shall come out, but if I play miscarry, sir, you are like to pay for it.
Bring him anyway, then.
This will be brave in faith. George, shall not he dance the Morris too, for the credit of the Strand?
No, sweetheart, it will be too much for the boy. Oh! There he is now! Oh, he's reasonable enough in apparel, but he has not rings enough.
London, to thee I do present the merry month of May. Let each true subject be content to hear me what I say. For from the top of Conduit Head, as plainly may appear, I will tell both my name to you and wherefore I came here. My name is Rafe, by due descent, though not ignoble I, yet far inferior to the flock of gracious grocery, and by the common counsel of my fellows in the Strand, with gilded staff and crossed scarf, the May Lord, here I stand. Rejoice, O English hearts, rejoice, rejoice, O lovers dear, rejoice, O city, town, and country, rejoice, eke every shire. For now the fragrant flower do spring and sprout in seemly sort, the little birds do sit and sing, the lambs do make fine sport. And now the birchen tree doth bud that makes the schoolboy cry, the morris rings while hobby horse doth foot it fetusly. The lords and ladies now abroad for their disport and play do kiss sometimes upon the grass and sometimes in the hay. Now butter with a leaf of sage is good to purge the blood. Fly Venus and phlebotomy, for they are neither good. Now little fish on tender stone begin to cast their bellies, and sluggish snails that water mute do creep out of their shellies.
Ah, worthy wretch, who does understand in death that true hearts cannot be parted me. On wings of angels thou the liquored air, shalt thou behold her face. But she and I will in another world enjoy our loves, when neither father's anger, poverty, nor any cross that troubles earthly men shall make us sever our united hearts. Never shalt thou sit or be alone in any place that I'll sit thee, with ghastly looks put upon thy mind, the great offences which thou didst to me, when thou art at a table with my friends, merry in the heart filled with swelling wine. I'll come in midst of thy pride and mirth, invisible to all men but thyself, and whisper such a tale in thy ear, shall make thee a cup fall from thy hand, stand as mute as pale as death itself.
What might I do? Tell me, to satisfy troubled girl.
There is by no means too late, thou thinkest of this.
But tell me what worked best for me.
Repent thy dead, and satisfy my father, and beat Fawn Humphrey out all hither doors. Whoa! Whoa!
Myself a piping once, in the hottest of the day, wench, had my feather shot sheer away, the fringe of my bite burned off the powder, my pain broken with a scouring stick, and yet I thank God I am here. Hark, George, the drums!
March, fair my hearts. Lieutenant, beat the rear up. Ancient, let your colors fly, but have a great care of the Birchers' hooks, a Whitechapel. They have been the death of many a fair ancient. Open your flies that I may take a view both of your persons and munition. Sergeant, call a muster. Sergeant!
That's you, Josh.
Yeah.
Oh. Sergeant, call a muster.
A stand, William Hamerton, pewterer.
Here, Captain.
A corslet and a Spanish pike, 'tis well.
Josh.
Can you shake it with a terror?
I hope so, Captain.
Charge upon me. Put more strength, William Hamerton, more strength, as you were again. Proceed, Sergeant.
George Greengoose, pulverer.
Yeah!
Let me see your piece, neighbor Greengoose.
Where was she shot in?
ain't like you, Master Captain. I made a short in now, partly to scour, partly for our destiny.
It should seem so, certainly, for her breath yet is inflamed. Besides, there is a main faulty in the trouch hole, it runs and stinketh, and I tell you moreover and believe it. 10 such touch holes would breed the pox in the army. Get you a feather, neighbor, get you a feather, sweet oil and paper, and your peace may do well enough. Where's your powder?
Here.
What, in a paper? Am I a soldier and a gentleman? As I am a soldier and a gentleman, it creeps a martial court. You ought to die for it. Where's your horn? Answer me that.
Ain't like you, sir. I was oblivious.
It likes me not you should be so. 'Tis a shame for you and a scandal to all our neighbors, being a man of worth and estimation, to leave your horn behind you. I'm afraid 'twill breed example. But let me tell you no more on't, and stand give ear. Gentlemen, countrymen, friends, and my fellow soldiers, I have brought you this day from the shops of security and the counters of content to measure out, in these furious fields, honor by the ell and prowess by the pound. Let it not, oh then let it not, I say, be told hereafter, the noble issue of this city fainted. But bear yourselves in this fair action like men, valiant men and free men. Fear not the face of the enemy nor the noise of the guns, for believe me, brethren, the rude rumbling of a brewer's cart is far more terrible, of which you have a daily experience. Neither let the stink of powder offend you, since a more valiant stink is nightly with you. To a resolved mind his home is everywhere. I speak not this, take away the hope of your return, for you shall see, I do not doubt it, and that very shortly your loving wives again, and your sweet children, whose care doth bear you company in baskets. Remember then, whose cause you have in hand, and, like a sort of true-born scavenger, scour me this famous realm of enemies. I have no more to say but this. Stand to your tacklings, lads, and show to the world you can as well brandish a sword as shake an apron. St. George, and on my hearts! St. George! St. George!
'Twas well done, Ray. I'll send thee a cold cap in the field and a bottle of March beer, and, it may be, come myself to see thee.
Now, the boy has deceived me much. I didn't think he had it in him. He has performed such a matter once that, if I live, next year I'll have him captain of the galley foist, or I'll want my will.
Yet I thank God I break not a wrinkle more than I had but a stoop, boys. Care to live with cats, I defy thee. My heart is sound as an oak, and though I want to drink wet, my whistle I can sing. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Got my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna go hit the city. I ain't coming back.
First boy.
First boy is worn out.
Well, thank you, sir.
It's a brave boy, canst thou sing?
Yes, sir, I can sing, but 'tis not so necessary this time.
Sing us a song, you're a piano man or a boy. Sing us, yeah.
Sir, if you knew what I brought you, you'd have little list to sing.
Sing us a song tight, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling alright.
A coffin, sir, and your dead son Jasper in it.
Dead? All we are is dust in the wind.
Hi. Then I pray you, sir, do so still.
Jasper Ghost. I'm not calling you a ghost. Stop haunting.
By my troth, sir, I never came here. 'Tis too hot for me, sir.
A merry ghost, a very merry ghost. Where is your love? Where is your love?
Merry you look, sir.
I'm no good at that in faith. I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel.
What, Master Merrythought? Will you not let us in? What do you think shall become of us?
What voice is that called us at our door?
You know me well enough. I'm sure I have not been a stranger to you.
It's the final countdown.
You will not have us start here, will you?
Oh. Nay, good sir, be persuaded. She is my mother. If her offenses have been great against you, let your own love remember that she is yours, and so forgive her.
Good Master Merrythought, let me entreat you. I will not be denied.
Why, Master Merrythought, will you be a vexed thing still?
Well then, I take you to my love again, but you shall sing before you enter, therefore dispatch your song, and so come in.
Well, you must have your will when all's done. Mick, what song canst thou sing, boy?
I can sing none, forsooth, but Christmas carols.
Ooh, the weather outside is frightful, and the fire is so
You're welcome home again. Guess who's back again. Ladies, back. Tell a friend.
Mr. Merrythought.
Oh, it is my master's voice. Good sir, go hold and talk, whilst we convey ourselves into some inward room.
What are you? Are you married? You must be married if you enter.
I am, sir.
Sing, then.
Nay, good sir. Open to me.
Sing, I say, or by the merry heart you come not in.
Well, sir, I'll say. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine, you go on, hey, Mickey.
Ah, you're welcome, sir, you are welcome. You see your entertainment. Pray you be merry.
Master Merrythought, I come to ask you forgiveness for the wrongs I offered you and your most virtuous son. They're infinite. Yet my contrition shall be more than they. I do confess my hardness broke his heart, for which just heaven hath given me punishment more than my age can carry. His wandering spirit, not yet at rest, pursues me everywhere, crying, I'll haunt thee for thy cruelty. My daughter, she is gone. I know not how, taken invisible, and whether living or engraved, 'tis yet uncertain to me. Oh, Master Merrythought, these are the weights will sink me to my grave. Forgive me, sir.
Why, sir, I do forgive you, and be merry, and if the wags in lifetime played the knave, can you forgive him too?
With all my heart, sir.
Speak it again heartily.
I do, sir. Now, by my soul, I do.
There you see her, sitting there across the way. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. And you don't know why, but she'll die and to try you wanna kiss the girl. Sir, if you'll forgive them, clap their hands together. There's no more to be said in the matter.
I do. I do.
I do not like this. These boys, hear me, one of you. Everybody's part has come to an end, but Rafe, and he's left out.
'Tis nothing. 'Tis long of yourself, sir. We have nothing to do with his part.
Rafe, come anyway. Make on him as you have done to the rest, boys. Come.
Now, good husband, let him come out and die.
He shall now. Rafe, come away quickly and die, boy.
It would be very unfit that we should die, sir, upon no occasion. And in the comedy, too.
Take you no care of that, sir boy. Is not his part to an end, think you? When he's dead, come away, Rafe.
When I was mortal, this my costed corpse did lap up his figs and raisins in the strand, where sitting I espy a lovely dame, whose master wrought with lingle and withal, and underground he vampied many a boot. Straight did her love prick forth me, tender sprig, to follow feats of arms in warlike wise, through Waltham desert, where I did perform many achievements, and did lay on ground huge Barbarossa, that insulting giant, and all his captives soon set at liberty. Then honor pricked me from my native soil into Moldavia, where I gained the love of Pompiona, his beloved daughter, but yet proved constant to the black-thumbed maid Susan, and scorned Pomponia's love. Yet liberal I was, and gave her pins and money for her father's officers. I then returned home, and thrust myself in action, and by all men chosen was Lord of the May, where I did flourish it with scarfs and rings and posy in my hand. After this action, I preferred was and chosen city captain at Mile End, with hat and feather, with leading staff, and trained my men, and brought them all off clear, save one man that betrayed him with the noise. But all these things I, Rafe, did undertake only for my beloved Susan's sake. Then, coming home, and sitting in my shop with apron blue, death came unto my stall, to cheapen aquavitae, but ere I could take the bottle down and fill a taste, death caught a pound of pepper in his hand, and sprinkled all in my face and body o'er, and in an instant vanished away.
'Tis a pretty fiction in faith.
Then I took up my bow and shaft in hand, and walked into more fields to cool myself, but there grim cruel death met me again, and shot this forked arrow through my head, and now I faint. Therefore be warned by me, my fellows every one, of forked heads. Farewell, all you good boys in merry London. Ne'er shall we more upon Shrove Tuesday meet, and plucked down houses of iniquity. My pain increaseth. I shall never more hold open whilst another pumps both legs, nor daub a satin gown with rotten eggs. Set up a stake. Oh, never more I shall. I die. Fly, fly, my soul, to Grocer's Hall.
Well said, Rafe. Do your obeisance to the gentleman and go your ways. Well said, Rafe.
Methinks all we, thus kindly and unexpectedly reconciled, should not depart without a song.
A good motion.
Strike up then. Save tonight and fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow, tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight and fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow, tomorrow I'll be gone.
Come, Nell, shall we go? The play is done.
Nay, by my faith, George, I have more manners than so. I'll speak to these gentlemen first. I thank you all, gentlemen, for your patience and countenance to Rafe, a poor fatherless child. And if I might see you at my house, it should go hard that I would have a bottle of wine and a pipe of tobacco for you. For truly, I hope you do like the youth, but I would be glad to know the truth. I refer to your own discretions whether you will applaud him or no, for I will weep and votes you shall do what you will. I thank you with all my heart. God give you good night. Come, George.